Welcome to Networking RX, a podcast devoted to helping business professionals like you enhance your networking skills in order to become more proficient giving and receiving quality business referrals and improving the overall quality of your life and the lives of those around you. The Networking RX podcast is a production of AmSpirit Business Connections, an organization whose mission is to empower business success through networking.
Welcome back to the Networking RX podcast. I'm your host, Frank Agan, founder and president of AmSpirit Business Connections. Happy New Year. This is the last day of 2021. Today, I have another great guest. As you know, from time to time, often it's me talking, but also I have guests on, people who share their ideas and insights, best practices for building wonderful professional relationships. And I'm sure that New Year's resolutions will encompass relationships, probably more personal and professional, but who knows, can go both ways. Today I have a return guest. If you were with us, or you've been with us, a little over a week ago, actually, it was episode 416. I had Jill Lubin on and did an interview with her. Again, it was episode 416. It released on the 22nd of December. So go back and listen to that. But she is an international speaker on the topics of radical influence, publicity, networking, kindness, and referrals. And she's the author of 4 best-selling books, including Get Noticed, Get Referrals. She's the co-author of Guerrilla Publicity and the co-author of Networking Magic, which AmSpirit Business Connections, she graciously put a mention in there for. But today I want to talk to her about her book, Profit of Kindness. Not so much talk about the book. She's got something coming up in 2022, which we're going to talk about, but it really kind of centers on the book, Profit of Kindness. But Profit of Kindness went number 1 in 4 categories, and she's a master at this stuff. And we are, Jill, on the cusp of what you're calling the Year of Kindness. Is that correct?
It is. We are on the cusp of it. I mean, we just passed World Kindness Day. Every year we celebrate World Kindness Day on November 13th. And I think, the truth is kindness needs to be celebrated every day.
Now, what does a year of kindness entail? You've given me a link. I'm going to put that in the show notes if you want to, talk about this whole program. I believe you had mentioned there's a summit coming up. It's like you say, it's more than a day. It's a year.
Well, listen, what I've discovered is that when you come together in a community of like-minded, spirited entrepreneurs who want to do business in new ways, well, kindness is a great foundation to help us connect, right? Yeah. So I actually bring together a community. We're 200 strong and growing, and we come together every month for 1 hour, where we actually help each other, leads, referrals, connections. What kind of kindness do you need? And we have amazing thought leaders drop in for like 10 minutes of inspiration. People you've heard of, like Bob Berg, who wrote Endless Referrals and The Go-Giver, John Assaraf, some amazing people. So what we're doing is every month coming together. And then in November, we celebrate World Kindness Day with a short summit where we inspire and we be inspired. And I think that's really the case, that in today's world, kindness is what's going to drive business. In other words, it's your edge, it's your leading edge, and it will help multiply business quicker, frankly. Because I'll tell you, when writing The Profit of Kindness, here's what I found, Frank. The truth is that companies that are kind, people that are kind, entrepreneurs that are kind, guess what happens? You get more business, you get more trust, you get more prospects. People want to help you. Like, what a great way to do business.
No, I totally agree. In reading The Profit of Kindness, and I haven't gotten through it all yet, but you have some great stories in there of people who did some nice things for you early on when you couldn't afford your coach, and his name escapes me. I'll let you drop that, but you couldn't afford your coach, and you were vulnerable enough to tell him, hey, listen, it's not you, it's me. I can't afford this. He just essentially said, let's not worry about the money. Let me help you get through this. And that was decades ago. It was a long time ago. And you That's paid him back 1,000-fold, I would imagine.
Yes, his name is actually Mark LeBlanc, and Mark's been in my life many years as my coach. Why? Because when I was down and out, meaning I had an accident, literally couldn't walk, and he said, "I'm going to get you back on your feet," which I thought was super fun. And I called him crying, saying, "I love you, and I love our work together, and you make such a difference in my life." And that was his response. That's kindness, and I think when you come from that place in business, it does pay back multiple fold. And the
Yeah.
question is, how can we serve each other? How can we help each other? Ask that question. And that's a powerful question.
Yeah. I was writing some notes as I was reading the Profit of Kindness. And one of the notes I had to myself was, according to Darwin, it's survival of the fittest. And so you would think nice guys finish last. You would think that, dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. But I get the sense in reading your book, The Profit of Kindness, you believe in social Darwinism, but you believe that kindness is the fittest trait. And I wanted you to kind of elaborate on that, is why you think it's so powerful. I mean, I agree with you, it is, but why? That's the burning question I have.
So, here's the thing. Being fittest now is different than Darwin's time.
Yeah.
Listen, we're coming through a pandemic. We're coming through the roughest time that many have had in a long time. This is a different time. People are judging you differently. They're making different buying decisions. And it's based on a feeling oftentimes. It's based on a connection. It's based on the public face. Honda, the car company, has been running kindness car commercials, right? The word is in it. A major insurance company, healthcare company in San Francisco is running a major ad campaign on the side of buses. You know what it's called? The Human Kindness Campaign. Like, hello, kindness is in the lexicon now. And the reality is that kind companies make more money. Kind companies have happier customers, and you will be working, more, shall I say, attracted to a company, buy from them when often their face of the company is kind. And when I say face, meaning if you look at where advertising is going and what companies are investing in, it is this kind of public perception, and they are shifting to be more generous, be more philanthropic, invest in good causes like that, and showing it, not just like behind the curtain anymore. So, you want to talk survival of the fittest. I think it's kind companies that are going to be the fittest.
No, I totally agree. I think, I think the mantra "nice guys finish last" is true in the very short run. Meaning somebody can always get something over on you in the short run. But the thing about nice guys, nice gals, nice people, try to be politically correct, my New Year's resolution, but nice people, they tend to attract people around them. They build a resiliency. And I think the people I want to talk to, they're just nice people. And the people who are mean-spirited, I have no interest in.
It's not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it might work on social media. Unfortunately, we do have a divisive world. But the reality is, if you want to look at what's going to rise to the top like cream, it's the kindness. It's actions, that are kind. And that's what's going to distinguish and is distinguishing companies. And I'll tell you, company after company, in the Profit of Kindness, we talk about Panera Bread Company. And this, small little franchise in New Hampshire, a young man walks in, his grandmother is dying. It's Tuesday, and he wants clam chowder for his grandma because that was really her dying wish. And he said to the woman, "May I order clam chowder?" And she said, "I'm sorry, we make that on Friday. This is Tuesday." And he said, "She's not going to last that long." Well, guess what? The woman behind the counter, probably making $8 an hour minimum wage, said, you know what? I'm just going to make you clam chowder and come on back. And when he kind of came back, not only did she give him the clam chowder, but a tin of cookies. Now, I last checked that story and there was over 800,000 likes, comments. Do you think that's good publicity? I mean, I'm a publicity expert. I want people to, have great publicity. And I find that kind companies get great publicity. Not only are people talking about that story consistently, but the woman who waited on him, guess what? She's a regional sales manager now. She was actually promoted because of her actions. And her actions weren't the right thing to do in that moment in terms of company policy, but they were the right kind thing to do in the moment. And she made that choice. And I think that's important when you're looking at what's the right choice to make. Make the kind choice. Make the, I'll just tell you, Frank, people talk about doing a random act of kindness. I'm on a roll. I want people to do conscious acts of kindness, at least one, every single day. Imagine what a different world we would live in.
So what do you mean, but can you elaborate on, I view a random act of kindness as, okay, I'm going to go help this person I don't know. I guess I'm trying to understand your term for conscious act of kindness.
So what's different about it, even you making that decision saying, I'm going to go help this person, that's conscious. I'm going to do this. Like if I get to the end of my day, I haven't done something nice, I'll write a thank you note, maybe send an email, send a text, right? What can I do? One action that is kind. Yes, it may be opening the door for the person behind you. It may be helping someone with their heavy bag of groceries. It may be just smiling at someone because probably they need a smile. And these are all conscious acts. So it's called, what can I do to help someone today? That's a conscious act. And it happen in the moment. You go, yeah, I'm going to go help this guy because he needs help. Because you see that. That's conscious.
Well, I would imagine you do conscious long enough, it becomes habitual, right? I mean, if it's a daily act as you challenge, in time, it just becomes habitual. People just do it over and over and over. So that's good. Year of kindness. Let's just touch back on that here. And it's New Year's Eve. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Monthly, the summit, is that going to be in person? That was the question I had written down.
It's going to be virtual, but most importantly is that every month, again, we're going to meet virtually. We got people from all over the world in this.
Okay.
And so that's super great too, is you get to meet a new community, be part of a new community, and most importantly, be receiving kindness for you and spreading it too, all in an hour. I keep it really simple. And then we have a wonderful directory of who's involved. So that helps too with networking.
And what time of day is this going to be running, or is it going to shift?
It's in the morning. Yeah,
morning.
In the morning Pacific time.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Well, I thank you for being on. I wish you a happy new year. We will get the link to Year of Kindness in the show notes. Jill, parting shots, parting words?
Well, thank you, Frank, for having me on. And, listen, all of your actions, each one makes a huge difference. So let's practice that conscious act of kindness every single day. You matter, it matters.
Thanks for joining us on the Networking RX podcast. Please put what you've learned into action today and let us know if you have questions, comments, or ideas for future topics. You can email them to us at podcast@amspirit.com. That's AmSpirit.com. Finally, so you never miss an episode, be sure to subscribe to the Networking RX podcast through iTunes, Overcast, or however you receive your podcasts. Now get out and network with someone.
The Networking RX podcast is the copyright production of AmSpirit Business Connection. All rights reserved.